Hi, it's Brian Clinton. This is the second of the white pines that I got in about 92, 94. They were originally from tube stock, and this one has been worked on a couple of times. This branch here was a low branch and it was brought up to make a second little head there, and this is another one that I took to Bjorn's show, or Bjorn's workshop, and with the help of many other guys in wiring it. As I say, it's another big tree with a lot of wiring, and Bjorn placed all the branches similar to the other tree that I've done, and it's turned out to be a magnificent tree. So I love the Nabari. It hasn't quite barked up into the white pine, but I guess that'll do that in the future, probably long after I'm gone. But anyway, it's a beautiful tree. So I'll just turn this around.
Hello all, it's Steve. Just wanted to show you this little black pine. It's over the last few months I sort of resurrected it. It was a little bit neglected and overrun for the last 12 months or so. But it's coming along quite well, and I think it's going to be a nice little tree. I picked this up at the Ballarat Bonsai show probably 10 or 12 years ago, and it was in an orchid basket, and the only reason I bought it was because of this base, this movement in the trunk, and it's pretty unusual and rather attractive. I'll spin that around, you can see the character in there. And above the trunk, up around past about this area here, it really had nothing else going for it. So it's taken a bit of work over the years, but I'm quite happy with it the way it is now. It's over potted, I know. The pot's a little bit large. It's a nice Japanese pot. We could buy these pots in sets of 3. That was about 15 or 20 years ago. This is the middle size, and they're a really good quality pot. This little pine would probably suit the smaller size at this stage, and it may very well finish up back there, but in the meantime I'm quite happy with growing it on in this size. So there's something else I want to show you.
This is a bonsai landscape that I made. It was inspired by this book by Su Chin E, Creating Bonsai Landscapes. The landscape in particular that I was absolutely smitten by was Stone Steps to Heaven, but I haven't been able to copy it perfectly, but then again I'm quite happy with mine as it is. I didn't make it the way she made it. I made the structure with clay and bought the slab that it's on, which is made with fiberglass and has iron reinforcing inside it. This was on show for the first time at Bonsai Northwest's hosting of the AABC convention at Bell City a couple of years back, maybe 4 years back, I'm not sure. And it's been developing still since then. When I first made the ceramic structure, it was in one piece and pretty much in one plane, and my pottery teacher, whose kiln was big enough, wouldn't fire it. He said it wasn't going to survive. He made me cut it in 3 and he fired the pieces. I brought it home and tried gluing and wiring it back together as the structure. It worked for some years, and then it broke in heavy wind. It didn't fall over, but the top part came off. I took it in pieces to Bonsai Lakeside in Bendigo and had help in styling the trees and also in planning the positioning when I put it back together again. It couldn't be put back together exactly as it had been. I got a 3-dimensional result now with part of it further to the back, and I had to make an extra ceramic structure that's holding up part at the back because it isn't resting on the foreground anymore the way it was. But it's now much more stable. It can be moved around and it doesn't wobble, and this slab that it's on, the fiberglass slab, is absolutely wonderful because you can get hold of the slab. 2 people, of course. It's easily, definitely, totally a 2-person carry, but you can get hold of it without bumping into the foliage or anything and, you know, messing up the structure. So that slab has been an absolute blessing. I've just spent about 2 days thinning and redefining the foliage pads and taking off wire that I had forgotten was there, which has certainly been very deeply in, but they've all survived. It has over the years had 2 trees lost and replaced. The planting pockets that it has are all quite deep because, having made it in ceramic, you make it hollow. It's got to be hollow. I built it up around balls of wet newspaper, and you wind up with quite deep planting spaces. I'll just try to show you a few close-ups, but it'll be a bit wobbly. So here's a little sarissa that at some times of the year flowers beautifully, and another sarissa around the back here, which also flowers beautifully when it suits it. You can see here where can you see there that the tree trunk has almost grown to fill the planting hole. It was just a very little cutting, like maybe it's hard to show, like maybe this piece when I poked it in there, obviously because I had to feed all its roots and everything down in through that hole. I've lost it, sorry, dreadful photography. There, all its roots and trunk had to go down inside that hole. Similarly, I had a little one in this hole. That little one, the little one here, died, but it's been a very good hole for watering through, and waters all of these. This one, this one, this one, and this one all get watered. You can get water in through their own little growing pockets, but it's very convenient to have that other hole. There's a top level here with 2 trees in it, Chamaecyparis obtusus spiralis, possibly Nana gracilis. Chinese junipers up the top, and going down through more Chamaecyparis. Little one in there that there it is, in a little cave. I do pop the water in through that hole. There's another little hole back here. Somewhere, can I find it? Yes, I just saw it and lost it. There. There's a little hole there that I tend to pop water in through too. It's a bit of a trick getting it down through the structure into there. This is a little fuchsia hemsleana that also flowers beautifully. I just put a little piece, a little stalk of it in with no roots or anything, and it grew. Got my little chamois cyperus here. I put Chinese juniper there. Chinese juniper down here. And at the back there, another sarissa, which also flowers beautifully when it suits it. You can see what I was saying about three-dimensional here, in that this piece, when it was first designed, sat on top of that, and the whole of this was in a straight line, not going back like it goes back now. I think it's better with the changes that had to be made when it broke and collapsed. That's my landscape. I absolutely adore it. I always love landscapes. Thank you very much for watching.